for you is the fight right now? Unification fight, WBC world title. A lot said back and forward. What's your message to Charlo?
Hey man, listen. You know, I'm 7 mil, kid. Come on out. A lot of money. Still, no matter what, like I said, you know, the win, lose, or draw, whichever way it goes, it just goes to show, you know, the best. Supposedly they say that they're the best. I say I'm the best, and I'm willing to put that in action. And so it has to be the other way around. So, you know, all I can do is just keep doing what I'm doing, winning. Whatever fighter comes upon, we take the challenge and we make it happen, and we do what we do, and we're still undefeated, and we're winning, and we're doing the style, and I'm giving, you know, a different performance every time I step into the ring.
What's your position now in terms of your weight making at 160? We know you're a huge middleweight. We also know you won world championships at 54 as well. You're a two-weight, three-time world champion. Are you comfortable still at 60? How long do you see that? Or is it just a case of if there's a big fight at 68, you'll jump up and take that as well?
Yeah, I wanted to fight Billy Joe next at 68 for the WBO. That was the perfect, you know, if I don't know what's going on with this Canelo thing, you know, the whole coronavirus has put a dent in, you know, boxing and sports and just the world. But, yeah, I would have loved to went up to 168 and fight Billy Joe.
So that could be the move for you. Maybe Liam Williams next and then Billy Joe Saunders, or maybe we work something out to move straight to 68 and fight Billy Joe if you don't get Canelo.
Yeah, listen, you already know, man.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I was letting you guys listen to a segment of Eddie Hearn and Demetrius Andrade. And Demetrius was basically, he was asked about certain fighters that he would fight. Deverenchenko, Canelo, Billy Joe, Charlo. Now, what we do know is that this message contained what was sent as a proposal to fight Jermall Charlo. $7 million. This was a $7 million message, people. If anybody texted you, called you, video chatted you, and said, hey, yeah, we have a job for you, $7 million. Will you take it or leave it? Now, this is large money. Understand something, people. $7 million. It's $2 million more than Canelo got to fight Floyd Money Mayweather. Okay? That's how much Canelo got for fighting Floyd Mayweather, the money man, the creme de la creme, the cash cow. $5 million. Charlo has been offered $7 million to fight Demetrius Andrade. And I can't see why he wouldn't accept that fight or why he didn't accept that money. I just don't see it. I don't see why. I don't know why he would be ducking that type of money. To skip Andrade. See, I remember once upon a time, that Jamal turned down a fight with Andrade because Andrade wanted more money back when both of these guys were champs at 154 pounds, okay? 6 pounds south years ago. And then Andrade had some legal action with the promoter he was with. He had a raw deal. He had somewhat of a Golovkin career before Golovkin landed the Canelo fight. Then he turned into Sweet Diva or whatever, you know what I mean? You see him, his face all shiny and shit all the time. You know what I mean? That was kind of weird, but he had a similar career because he couldn't get fights. He was inactive. Now he's active. He's with Eddie Hearn with Matchroom. He's fighting on DAZN. He's making a lot of money. Okay, him and Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs, you know, blasted Jamal himself for not even getting an M. And if you don't know what an M is, that's $1 million. So he wasn't even stretching the $1 million for what he's getting. Okay, and that was a couple years ago. when Danny Jacobs rolled up on him because he said he had something to say to Danny Jacobs. And Danny Jacobs is no punk. He's a gentleman, but he's no punk. Okay? It's just the way he carries himself. But he will get buck with you. He will get with you and show you that he's not. He's nothing nice when it comes to confrontations. He's not running or afraid of confrontations. And if you look at that particular interview, okay, side note, Danny Jacobs told Jermall Charlo what he was not getting to his face. And Jermall Charlo could not say, all he could say is, you don't know what I'm getting. He didn't say, no, I am getting $1 million. He could have said that. Okay, so that should tell you something about Jermall and Jermall. Because both of these guys are by Al Haymon. They are very loyal to Al Haymon. And it's senseless, though. And it's not warranted by any means. It would be different if these guys were getting paid a maximum amount of money or whatnot to stay loyal to a particular guy. You know, I think, honestly, you know, the race card gets pulled in those type of situations with those type fighters for those type reasons, simply because those guys know, people know that race sells, okay, that you can find weaker-minded people and jump on that train. And him not fighting Andre, okay, because they're with the Floyd Mayweather doctrine, okay. See, Jermall, he's out. He got beat, okay. He got beat by Tony. He got his stuff back, so he got his marblings back. But Jermall Charlo, I believe Jermall's problem is he's he's a guy, he doesn't want to lose that O, and he doesn't want to lose it to someone like Andrade. I think the same reason Jermall Charlo don't want to fight Andrade is the same reason Deontay Wilder doesn't want to fight Anthony Joshua. Because the narrative over there with PBC, the reason why Matchroom gets talked about so much is because Eddie Hearn is not a black promoter. If Eddie Hearn was a black promoter, let's say Eddie Hearn was Don King even, a fight would have been made. Right? Deontay Wilder, you know, he got that fight against who? Stavern. Who's Stavern promoter? Don King. What's with Don King? Don King's black. Don King has the same color skin or similar color skin of Al Haymon. Okay? Eddie Hearn does not. Eddie Hearn is an outside British promoter that's making waves in America. That's already not going to fly. And it becomes a network war. And it becomes, people get into competition with networks. Errol Spence the same way. I'm not fighting on Fox. I'm not fighting on ESPN at all. What do you got against ESPN? What difference does it make? Last I heard, ESPN pays their fighters too. You know what I mean? If anything, that's closing your possibilities to have big fights. But here's the thing. I believe Al Haymon, with some fighters, most fighters that he has, he doesn't want them to maximize their full potential, because he knows in order to maximize their full potential, in order for them to be on that trail or on that road that Floyd Mayweather is on or was on, he knows that he would have to cross over. What did Floyd do? Floyd had to leave Bob Arum. If Floyd would have stayed with Bob Arum, that fight with him and De La Hoya would have never happened. And I'm just giving you an example on how sometimes you have to leave your comfort zone in order to get a fight that you really want. But see, that's the difference between Floyd and these people that's trying to be like Floyd. They forget everything that he did before fighting De La Hoya. They're forgetting about Daryl Chop Chop Coley, Zab Judah. They're forgetting about Arturo Gatti, and he had to smash Arturo Gatti. He didn't sit back and say, no, I want De La Hoya. No, he said, okay, I'm going to get Gotti. After I get Gotti, I'm going to get De La Hoya. Okay? And that's exactly what he did, but he had to leave Bob Arum because Bob Arum wasn't trying to maximize his full potential. Okay? And that's what these guys don't understand. They're looking at Floyd and trying to duplicate what he did at the very end of his career, trying to pick and choose fights with the O. But don't realize that these guys have to fight the guys that are available to them. Okay? Jermall Charlo hasn't did dick at 160. Let's face it. Let's look at Jermall Charlo. Why not? Let's see what Jermall Charlo has actually done at 160. Let's see. That's Jermall. Where's Jamal? Jermall Charlo. Okay. The best name he has on his record since he's reached 160 is Matt Caraballo, right? And a lot of people thought the wrong Charlo lost that night. This is what people say. I'm looking at reviews, and I'm looking at how people talk and the thoughts of people in regards to that fight. He fought Matt Caraballo, a 36-year-old fighter that gave him hell for 12 rounds, people. Okay? And I don't know how the hell that was a unanimous decision, honestly, because he was getting countered all night long. If Matt Caraballo probably was it hit a little harder, he probably would have scored some knockdowns that would have really made it hard to favor Jamal Charlo. Okay, but other than that, Hugo Centeno, I mean, what else did he do at that point? You know, Julian Williams, that's a long time ago. Okay, Julian Williams was back in 2016. He ain't fought no one in 4 years worth of damn. And he ain't fought no one on the upper echelon. He hasn't even, what champion has he fought? You know what I mean? I mean, he hasn't done anything to warrant anything. And they're giving him $7 million. And really the joke's on them at the end of the day, because if they keep passing up this money, eventually they will get beat. See, the thing over there is, hey, if you have no risk, you have no danger. But you also have no growth, right? You have no real true reward. Jamal Charlo, I want Canelo. No, you don't want Canelo. You want to stay making $400,000 or $500,000 a fight, staying where you are, still thinking you're a big shot just because you got a belt and you're comfortable with that, with your black promoter, and you have your black pride and everything else is intact. That's what Jamal Charlo wants. He says he wants to fight all these guys. He ain't showed us anything. Someone sends you $7 million, and then guess what? You start talking to your advisor, and he starts telling you why you shouldn't fight him. You should look at that advisor if you had any intelligent sense, if you weren't brainwashed by the narrative, which we spoke of earlier. Okay? Because that's exactly what comes up when they mention, oh man, won't you fight Andrade? See, these guys, he's not trying to fight Andrade or any of these other guys. You know, so he doesn't want any of those fights. If he's going to turn down $7 million, that's his own stupid business. That's my counterpunch on it. You guys tell me what you think. Please subscribe. You guys been counterpunched. Peace.